Smackdown review, the 15th to the 23rd. Going to talk about what happened on Smackdown tonight. Smackdown went off at 10 o'clock. My video was sponsored by JD from New York, Solomon the Sound Off, Fightful Wrestling, Wrestling Inc., the Pro Wrestling, Denise Salcedo. I got more on the way, so hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe my channel. I'll make it about an hour and 30 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. We're gonna go through all the show here. We finally got Roman Reigns finally worse. He returned tonight on SmackDown to set up his feud with obviously Randy Orton. Randy Orton challenges Reigns at the Royal Rumble, which is next month in January. So he gonna feud. AJ Styles returned for revenge, but AJ Styles at the end of the show attacked LA Knight. So it looks like they're clearly setting up their feud. Actually, I don't know where they're going. It could be a triple threat match or a fatal four-way, or they could be setting up AJ and LA Knight. Probably a match on SmackDown in a few weeks, and then we do Reigns and Orton at the Royal Rumble. And for the U.S. title tournament, Kevin Owens defeated Austin Theory in a very good match. Maybe Austin Theory's best match on the main roster. They had a great match. Carmelo Hayes made a debut on SmackDown, defeating Grayson Waller. So he will advance. So next week it'll be Kevin Owens and Carmelo Hayes. And we got Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar. I wonder who's going to win these matches. I think we all know winning. Clearly, Kevin Owens is winning because they already teased it and it made sense. Kevin Owens is the only babyface, and that's the only guy that people are interested in. It's not going to be Lashley. It's not going to be Santos. Santos ain't win that U.S. title. Carmelo Hayes, he's still on NXT. He's still in the feud with Trick Williams and someone else. So it's clearly going to be Kevin Owens. It's not going to be Bobby Lashley. It's going to be Kevin Owens. And it's going to be him against Logan Paul, probably at the Royal Rumble. That's what I think that they're going to be doing. Now, the show opened up with Randy Orton said the Legend Killer's back. Clearly, those two are setting up their match. Roman Reigns appoints Sol Sikoa as the Tribal Prince. We had the Ring of Honor. That was the pre-show, I think. Sasha Banks will jet AEW. Cody will think MJF will eventually come to WWE. Backstage detailed on the Roman winner. How has CM Punk changed Roman plans? The way nobody wants MJF to WWE. Those are the teasers. Tony Khan is becoming what he hates, believe it or not. Oh wait, that's the Ring of Honor. Now I did read the breaking news. They said Liv Morgan got arrested for possession of drugs. She was arrested for drug charges. She had marijuana in her car. It was during a traffic stop where she had marijuana. So she got arrested. That's her mugshot. Kenny Omega out of action. They said that Omega will be out indefinitely. There was Grayson Waller and Carmelo Hayes in a very good match. Carmelo Hayes wins his SmackDown debut. He's not winning the tournament, but he'll have a good match with Kevin Owens next week. We got a backstage segment with LA Knight telling Orton that the bloodline is his business. Well, not for long. They're Kevin Owens, Austin Theory. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller had on bangers so far. They're very good talent. They had great matches with these guys. SmackDown though ended up being the best match tonight. We got a promo package with Damage Control. They say they want all the gold. They vowed to win the Women's Tag Team title. Bayley wants to win the Royal Rumble. So I guess he announced that she'll be in the Rumble. And maybe they'll set up a story with Damage Control. I don't know who's gonna win the Rumble. Also, you guys know that Charlotte Flair is injured. She's out indefinitely. She's out for 9 months. She suffered a serious injury last week on SmackDown after SmackDown went off the air. So she had a serious injury. She'll be out for like 9 months. She's missing WrestleMania. She may miss SummerSlam. I feel bad for Charlotte. That means that this year's WrestleMania, the WrestleMania 40, it can be without Charlotte. So who can be in the top position for SmackDown? I don't know. I don't know if it should be, but I don't know if it should be Bianca or if it's gonna be maybe Becky or Rhea. I don't know. We have to wait and see. So I don't know who can win the Rumble. Maybe Bailey. I'm not sure. We also have a vignette with Karen Cross, a new a reboot for Karen Cross. Karen promises a new beginning. The time we build Cross again. We got this promo, a birthday segment with Wayne telling Jimmy he wants Randy Orton dealt with. We also had a tag team match for the woman, Chin, Mia Yim, and Vega versus the Akabuki Warriors. The match was pretty short, it was just there. Now, Mia Yim hadn't been on TV for a few weeks, maybe a month. Last time she was on TV with AJ and the OC. But she teamed up with Vega against the Warriors here. Oscar and Kyrie Sane. Match was okay, whatever. The main event, we got Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso. Randy Orton gets the win here with the help of LA Knight. Then we get a brawl between the Bloodline. Wayne comes out, attacks LA Knight. Bloodline beating down Randy Orton and LA Knight. AJ Styles comes out, hold off the Bloodline. But at the end, he attacked LA Knight. So he probably turned heel. He may have turned heel. And this may be a filler feud for LA Knight. AJ Styles versus LA Knight is a very good feud. It gives LA Knight something to do because he's obviously not going after Roman Reigns. It can be Randy Orton and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. LA Knight, he'll probably feud AJ Styles, and these two might be in the Rumble. I assume that's gonna happen.
That are going to be coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that. And if not, I will be back here next week for NXT conversation. And then, of course, Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite, and then Friday night SmackDown. And we'll go from there. So I want to thank everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter, Apple Podcasts. You guys know where to go. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Well, it's the end of that.
That's where I'm at. Hold on. Where are we going? Disagree with that, and that's cool, but hear me out on this one. Bobby Lashley cut this promo with outfits, and they look pretty cool, man. They got their suits, they got their shades. It's looking great. But the promo was not really that good. And there really wasn't anything that made me go, you know what, that's the guy I'm rooting for. No. But I did feel that way with Santos Escobar. Because Santos, in the vignette that they did for him, he basically tied it all into everything that he did with Rey Mysterio. And then he tied it into what how Rey Mysterio lost the title when he left the brass knucks there. And he said that he was going to win the US title and do that because it's Logan Paul. Like, he's the reason Logan Paul even has the championship. So he wants to take the championship from Logan Paul because of that. And so kind of rub it into the face of Rey Mysterio because that was Rey Mysterio's championship bout. So I feel like Santos Escobar has a really good case for making it to the finals. His story is great. He wants to tie this all into everything that we saw take place at Crown Jewel. And then on the Kevin Owens side of things, Logan Paul has been coming out and talking all of this smack, making fun of his weight, making fun of his body, things like that. So I think the guys with the better story should be the ones in the finals of this match. I'm not expecting Santos Escobar to take it all the way. If he did, I think that would be phenomenal. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens needs to get his revenge. for all of the nasty things Logan Paul has said about him. So that's why I think that Santos Escobar needs to defeat Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry, Bobby. You're really cool, but this does not feel like his story. This does not feel like his match to win, in my opinion. That's where I'm at on this. Super chats in here. Let's see what people got. Johnny says, me Carmelo Hayes. I know a lot of people were. I personally wasn't because I thought like I don't want Carmelo Hayes to go into this tournament and lose. Like that was kind of my defense for that. Like I did not want to see Carmelo Hayes go out there and lose. Whatever, that's out the door now. Carmelo Hayes versus Grayson Waller in a first round matchup here today. Now I would say that the match gonna lose. Like I wasn't expecting to.
Jiffy Lube, it's our job to keep you moving. Cool. Thanks. It just keeps swapping things in tail errors and wants some time with them. Because you've never faced Carmelo Hayes before. What's it like to face someone for the first time? You can't leave me alone. I have a broken hand here. And that's like, oh my god. I would not last in these sorts of situations. Right? That should, oh my god. Dakota Kai should run around backstage and just start shit with everyone and be like, I would fight you right now, but I'm not medically cleared to. Brings her face first in the second turnbuckle. And when she drops her on her knee, her leg gets caught underneath this random way. It's not at all spectacular, so I can understand why they wouldn't show it, but there's no need to lie to your viewing audience about when she injured herself. So, you can go on. If he loses in the semifinals, which he probably will, that's fine. Because now he's set up the rest of Kevin Owens on the show next week. It's going to be an excellent. And there's certainly no shame in losing to Kevin Owens. So I like the fact that not only did he look great in the match, he had a great showing, but he got the win. He got the little bit of finish. It wasn't a fluky thing like roll up, or we know how fun they are. Roll up, flash in. No, he beat it clean in the middle with the finish. And I think that was exactly the way to go with this match. Now we get to see Owens and Hayes in the ring next week. I cannot wait to see that. I was looking forward all week to seeing Moxley and Swerve on Dynamite. And they had a great match. So I'm expecting the same from these two. In the back, Randy Orton is walking and he finds LA Knight. Man, I'm a good move tonight. Try one of those TK needs it all time. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there, man, but hopefully they fight for shit. Ladies and gentlemen,
Green Bay Packers star Aaron Jones is having a blast. That was back, Dave. That was on NXT, by the way. I don't really review NXT that much, but it was on NXT. Hayes accused the NXT champion Dragunov of the attack. Now there's still some of this storyline with him and Trick Williams. Something's gonna happen here. Now, Trick Williams is next in line for Dragunov's NXT title. With they're teasing it. Now, when's the next pay-per-view? Probably by the end of January or February. I don't know. Or they could do it on NXT. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, we see Hayes in the Royal Rumble. Dragunov, he's still being built up. He's taking on Eddie Troll. We had Dragon Lee and Tyler Bate for North American Championship. That was a really very good match. Also, next week on SmackDown, Dragon Lee defending the North American champion, the North American Championship against Butts on SmackDown. There's a script on the word Reggie. He gets laid out in a similar way to Triple. Corey J returned to NXT causing chaos. Alright.
Bailey is going to need a buddy. We all did that.
I'm only your favorite.
Main event. But I thought what they did with AJ Styles was a nice little cliffhanger, man. AJ Styles is a fan favorite. A lot of people wanted AJ Styles back in the WWE. And he basically said, fuck you to LA Knight. Yeah. Clotheslining him. After a post-match attack on the bloodline, he came to save the day. And LA Knight didn't know what hit him. I don't know. Now, I don't know if it's AJ turning heel, but, I mean, if you're going to return and then attack legitimately the number one babyface on the entire show, then I think that makes you heel, man. I don't think the crowd is going to take too favorably to that. We don't really know yet, but by my guesstimation, doesn't look good for AJ Styles. Now, it's probably not a heel turn. I think he'll probably explain himself a little bit next week. It's one of those wait and see, let's see it play out. Let it play out type of situations. Because AJ Styles was put out by Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. LA Knight got his title shot robbed from him at Crown Jewel by the Bloodline. Randy Orton was out for 18 months thanks to the Bloodline. They all have a case for wanting Roman Reigns. I don't know what they go with the Royal Rumble. I don't know what they do at the Elimination Chamber. But Roman has no shortage of opponents before WrestleMania and hopefully dropping that title to Cody Rhodes. So, very interesting situation on Friday Night SmackDown, and we will get into how everything transpired tonight on the show. Also, the United States Championship title tournament. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, man. We had two very good matches tonight, one better than the other. But man, oh man, is Carmelo Hayes ready for the big time? I think so. I think the man has been ready for quite some time. I know everything happens when the time is right, but Carmelo Hayes showing you tonight why he should be on the main roster. And hopefully that happens imminently after a rumored feud with Trick Williams on NXT, which I think we'll see him and Trick Williams play out at Stand and Deliver going into WrestleMania weekend for NXT. I think after that, Carmelo is going to say goodbye. He's going to pass the torch to Trick, and that's the right thing to do. And I think he's going to be ready when the time comes for that. He's already there. Same thing with Braun Breaker. I mean, Braun Breaker, I don't know how many times he's going to experiment with those spray-on beards like he's Hollywood Hogan, but I think Braun Breaker is ready for the main roster as well. Get those two guys called up after WrestleMania, and they were the first two guys legitimately to be handed the keys to the NXT Kingdom when it was absolutely god-awful. It's gotten a little bit better since then, but I think it's only right to call those two guys up at the same time, and I think that's what they're really waiting for. I think it's only right to call them up at the same time because they both carry NXT equally, and I think they should get called up and be called up together. So I think that's what's going to happen, man. That's my prediction there. But Carmelo Hayes with a great performance tonight against Grayson Waller and Kevin Owens and Austin Theory, man. Austin Theory, you guys got to start really opening up to Austin Theory, man. He is a fucking great professional wrestler, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing.
Yeah, he's
He's going
awesome.
to be so good, man. He's so young, and he's already putting on banger matches like this. I know he's not there yet as far as interest and his character, but he had a banger match with Kevin Owens tonight. Kevin Owens and Carmelo Hayes now looking at a match together next week in the semifinals, along with Santos Escobar and Bobby Lashley. So this United States title tournament, man, playing out pretty nicely, and Kevin Owens is still my odds-on favorite to win this entire thing and get Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because
And then we got a
Kevin Owens only babyface, that makes sense.
very cryptic vignette from Karrion Kross. And I see a lot of people talking about Karrion Kross, WWE hitting the reset button on him. I don't know if this is going to be the thing that gets him over the hump. I hope it is. I hope they have a long-term vision, a long-term plan for Karrion Kross. The guy's too good to be sitting back and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Just the wrong place, wrong time type of deal for him. But I see a lot of people making reference that Karrion Kross may be leading a faction on Friday night. And I see two names in particular, a tag team in particular, getting thrown around as his new muscle. And I see AOP, who are signed to the WWE that have not been debuted yet, or they have not made their return yet to the WWE. AOP returning with Paul Ellering to manage Karrion Kross, or back up Karrion Kross. I think that would be fucking fantastic. I think that would be great. If that's the direction that they're going, and Paul Ellering on TV with AOP, I think that'd be great. Now, AOP doesn't really have, the most budding personalities, but they got to carefully construct that to make it feel meaningful, man, because a lot of people tend to think that about Karrion Kross, that he's got this thing about him where it's just not interesting. And AOP wasn't really lighting the world on fire in NXT or on the main roster. And yes, that was a Vince McMahon-led WWE at the time, so it's going to be very interesting if they are the two. They are paired with Karrion Kross in the faction, what Triple H is going to do with them. So we will see what happens there, but I see a lot of people talking about AOP, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's not really a bad idea. That'd be a great way to introduce them back to the main roster and hit the reset button on Karrion Kross. So we will see what that means and what they are doing with Karrion Kross. But I thought tonight, SmackDown was a very, very good show, man. WWE, they are firing on all cylinders, man. I know that December is usually a dead month. There's nothing really going on interesting in December, and we usually have a dead month until we get to that first Raw of the new year, and then WWE starts the year off with a bang, and then we're on the way to the Royal Rumble. WWE, man, they're not skipping. They're not. They're putting on solid shows. They're making the shows meaningful. Monday Night Raw is loaded on Monday. I mean, anything but what Vince McMahon was doing. Triple H ain't having none of that, man. He's not. Triple H is cooking in this new administration. So we will go over everything that happened tonight. I want to thank you guys very much for joining me here on the podcast. Tonight, we have a brand new sponsor.
Yeah.
A brand new sponsor on the show tonight. Tonight, we are sponsored by James Allen.
Hopefully they know what they're doing with Karrion Kross. AOP is signed with WWE. Now AOP and Karrion Kross. I wonder how that will look. Last time we saw AOP was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago when they were paired with Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. I think that lasted like a few weeks. Then they got released. They were on the Buddy cut list. I think it was like after WrestleMania. It was after WrestleMania 36. And then they were on the Buddy cut. Now them being paired with Karrion Kross on SmackDown, I don't know if we need another fasten. Well, there's not many fastens that are really like getting over besides the Bloodline. I mean, they're the NWA, the NWO with, I'm sorry, the LWO with Santos and Way, but since Santos turned heel, and Coupe del Toro and Raul pretty much using jobbers. Now, they went on TV tonight. Rey Mysterio, he's still injured. Carlito, he's still on the injury. We're still setting up something with those guys. SmackDown did not enough fastness. So I guess we gotta wait and see what's gonna happen. I forgot to mention, AEW Rampage was on. Well, I don't think it was live. I think it was pre-tape. But Rampage was on. And AEW Rampage, we had Swerve and John Mox. Oh wait, that was on Dynamite. Oh yeah, I forgot. Rampage like 1 hour. Might be like more like 3 matches. Winter coming. And for AEW Dynamite, the Golden Jets set this site on the AEW World Tag Team Champions. We have Andrade and Brody King. Former AEW champ Heyman Page returned to face Roddy Strong. Samoa Joe and he beat up Buddy Matthews. We had Jay White. That was an AEW. Now, that was on Dynamite. Now, as for the news and rumors, we have massive update on TV rights. CM Punk may be the reason Tony Khan loses out of one. Let's see what this is.
Could we be looking at the ultimate?
CM Punk had changed the. Oh, actually, wait. I think I already read this. CM Punk had changed the game, and he had only been back in WWE for 3 weeks. News is spreading more and more daily about the possibility of WWE landing with Warner Brothers Discovery. What it means for AEW Dynamite and the AEW as a company. The Warner Brothers Discovery land both WWE and AEW, as we know, and it that CM Punk is a huge deciding factor in the ongoing.
I know this received a lot of mixed reaction.
Believe it or not, Tony Khan is starting to become Vince McMahon. December 13, 2023, whether you want to believe it or not, AEW is not the same AEW from only a few years ago. Something happened. AEW created, Tony Khan had gotten lazy with expanding the roster, with names seemingly to be added. The content storytelling. Where is Casciano? Tada. What's happening to the tag team division? Where are the trio titles? Just some of the questioning ways in current landscape of AEW.
Traditional watch.
Oh, come on. Come on now. Ah.
Roman Reigns made his ring entrance, and you just feel a shift. You feel like the show is like uber important when Roman Reigns is there, man. Everything is just taken to the next level when he's on the show. You see and feel what the show is like when Roman Reigns is not there. Everything that he is a part of is just instantly taken to the next level. It's great. So, Roman Reigns is in the middle of the ring. Green Bay, acknowledge me, he says. It wasn't his best acknowledgement. I guess he doesn't like Green Bay too much. It's too cold. He told fans to shut their mouths because they were being very rowdy. Reigns says he wouldn't have had to say that if they kept their mouths shut and the booze down. He says he's there to celebrate since it's the holiday season. He says he's a good boss and a fair tribal chief. He said when someone is doing well, they praise him. He said when someone does poorly, they smash him. But that's not happening tonight. He talked about a man who knows how important representing the family is, and he is next in line. Fans then chanted for Randy. Yes, Randy Orton. They want Randy Orton to be the next in line. So he said, no, it's not about Randy. Jimmy is anticipating his name called, and in the background, Jimmy is like rubbing his hands and he's smiling and he took off his jacket and he's anticipating Roman announcing that he is getting a promotion, that he's going to be the next in line, the next boss. Jimmy Uso. Paul Heyman's over there looking at Jimmy Uso like, what are you doing, man? Like, watching this guy take his jacket off. Bro, you're not who Roman Reigns is talking about. So he said, Jimmy. Jimmy got all excited, but he thought Roman Reigns was going to announce his name. Jimmy, join me in congratulating your brother, Solo. Jimmy was dejected. Reigns turned and hugged Solo. Solo is getting the tribal chief rub. So what Roman Reigns did here tonight was basically plant the seed. But when he is not there, that Solo Sikoa is going to carry on the bloodline whenever that day comes. We don't know when. It could be WrestleMania. We don't really know. So Solo Sikoa is going to be the next in line. He's going to be the next tribal chief, and Roman Reigns says so. So this is basically what we already know. Roman Reigns is just putting an exclamation point, stamp of approval on what we already know. Randy Orton comes out. Randy Orton interrupts. Orton is out there. We go right to commercial break. We come back, and Randy Orton's in the ring, microphone in hand. Orton said, for 18 months, I've been thinking about this moment and what he wanted to say. He's been thinking about this moment for 18 months. He stepped towards Roman Reigns and said, I am coming for you. He said the bloodline took 18 months from him, so he's going to take everything away from Roman. And he pointed at the WWE Universal Championship. He says he's going to go through every one of his family members to get the job done. He said it starts tonight and ends at the Royal Rumble because I am challenging you to a WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble. Fans chanted RKO, RKO. Reigns, he then goes into partial shoot mode here. Reigns said, that sounds like the fans think you deserve a title match. Reigns says he hasn't thought about Orton at all these last 18 months and then started to laugh. I doubt Roman Reigns thought of Randy Orton at all. Says he hasn't done anything to earn the opportunity, so you can go to the back of the line. This is crazy, he said. He says you just can't show up and get the opportunity against the tribal chief. That's not how it works. Roman Reigns has some common sense. It's amazing. So he goes on to say, don't listen to those voices that are going off in your head. There are levels to this, and I am levels above everyone else. He said the voices in his head telling him not to cross the tribal chief are right. He says he isn't ever coming back if he comes after him. 18 months, that's child's play. If you come after me, you're looking at retirement, Roman Reigns says. Orton says he can see that Roman Reigns has changed for the better and has evolved and now is a legend. He says he's changed and evolved as well. He says what he will always and forever be, and this is the line of the night, what I will always and forever be is a legend killer. And he leans into Roman Reigns and kind of looks at Roman Reigns when he says that. Love it. Loved legend killer Randy Orton. He went for a quick RKO on Roman Reigns. He kind of went for it out of nowhere, legitimately. Surprised him, but Reigns slipped free and retreated back into the ropes with Paul Heyman, Solo, and Jimmy right there with him. Orton then kneeled and told Reigns, maybe you should start thinking about me. So the voices in his head are talking to me right now. He paused and he made believe he was listening to the voices in his head. He said the voices just told him that Reigns might have shit his pants because of the RKO. He looked at Roman Reigns and said, Daddy's back. Dropped the microphone, and that was the end of the segment. This is great. Legend killer Randy Orton teased. He's coming after Roman. No explanation needed, really. I mean, they put him through a fucking table, wrote him off television. He's back after 18 months. He wants revenge. It's simple as simple could be. There really is no explanation here. There really is no need for me to go into detail why, blah, 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 blah. Randy Orton's back. He was put out by the Bloodline. He wants revenge. He's beaten them all already. There's only 2 before he gets to Roman. The problem with Randy Orton and him challenging Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble is that he's not the only man that wants a shot at Roman Reigns. There are other people there on the brand that have had to deal with Roman Reigns while Randy Orton was out for 18 months, 2 of which are LA Knight and AJ Styles. LA Knight has had his run-in with the Bloodline. He had John Cena to back him up. John Cena's not there anymore. AJ Styles was also put out by the Bloodline a few months ago, and now he's back. So what are we going to do? It creates a very interesting development in the main event scene on Friday Night SmackDown. Honestly, this is the most stacked the main event scene has looked on SmackDown potentially all year on WWE television. It's amazing what happens when everybody's at full health. Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, LA Knight, AJ Styles. We need a couple more names. And SmackDown will be just fine at the top. Now, clearly, Roman Reigns has to lose that championship. It would be a lot better off if Roman is there every week, which he's not. But Roman Reigns eventually is going to lose that championship, and we will have a full-time champion back on the show on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Partially the problem.
Exactly.
But, man, we got several different avenues that we can go in. Who gets Roman at the Royal Rumble? Roman never agreed to the match with Randy Orton. He basically said, no, I'm not giving you a match. Get to the back of the line. You just don't come on SmackDown, sign a contract, and then automatically get a championship match. There are levels to this. Get to the back of the line. Work your way up. Do we get LA Knight versus Roman Reigns? Do we get AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns? Do we get a multi-person match? I mean, Nick Aldis, this is my prediction. I was the first podcaster in the community to give you this take 2 weeks ago. You're going to start to see people talk about this more and more and more. You just know where you heard it first. You heard it here first. I genuinely think that Nick Aldis is going to be a thorn in Randy Orton's side, and Randy Orton basically signed with SmackDown because Nick Aldis promised him that he has something that Adam Pearce cannot give him, and that is the bloodline. That is Roman Reigns. That is a shot at the World Championship to get your revenge. I don't think Nick Aldis is going to be that easy to give Randy Orton a championship match. I think Nick Aldis is going to side with Roman Reigns, come to his common sense, do something logical here, and LA Knight, AJ Styles get an opportunity before Randy Orton. I don't think Randy Orton's getting the match at the Royal Rumble. I don't. I don't think that's the time. I don't think that's the place for it to happen. WWE is going international in February for the Elimination Chamber. You want to one-up what you did in Montreal, right? I don't know if that's even possible in February this year with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. I think we do Roman and Randy at the Chamber in Australia, mega international main event. Now, right now, Roman Reigns is not advertised for that show, but things could change, obviously. I think what we do is get AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton in a triple threat match to determine who gets Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. I think AJ Styles pins LA Knight, and AJ Styles gets the opportunity against Roman Reigns. You got to understand that LA Knight, I understand that he was robbed, and I know he wants revenge, but I don't think LA Knight is even going to come close to winning the championship. So why are we even in this situation with LA Knight to begin with? I don't understand. He's not winning the championship, so why beat him again? If anything, you guys should be booking LA Knight to look strong going into his eventual WrestleMania match with Logan Paul. I don't know how we get there. I don't know how they pivot from Roman Reigns to Logan Paul the Universal Championship to the United States Championship. This is why I wouldn't have him in this situation. I think we get a triple threat match. I think we get AJ Styles pinning LA Knight. And I think AJ Styles gets the match at the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction. Then we get Roman and Randy in February. And then LA Knight, you do whatever you got to do with him going into WrestleMania, which right now, Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship is probably where they're going to go. Doesn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel that Nick Aldis, how you play Nick Aldis into this storyline, I think Nick Aldis is going to be a thorn in Randy Orton's ass and be a stern, strict authority figure towards Randy Orton, which eventually leads to Nick Aldis coming out and saying, you want to wrestle? Let's do it. Or Randy Orton wrestling Nick Aldis, calling him out, wanting a match with him. Because right now, where is Randy Orton going at WrestleMania? I mean, there are a couple of options. We could do Randy versus AJ. We've seen that already, though. I don't think anybody's going to be interested in that. You do Randy versus LA Knight. I mean, you want to keep LA Knight in this situation. Maybe Logan Paul isn't even LA Knight's opponent at WrestleMania. Maybe we do Randy Orton versus LA Knight and then give LA Knight a major WrestleMania match against Randy Orton. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But everybody seems to think that AJ Styles, right now, the reason he's back is because he's getting the match with Roman at the Royal Rumble. LA Knight getting Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Randy Orton, if that actually does happen, what does Randy Orton do at WrestleMania? I talked about this 2 weeks ago. Nobody else talked about this. I was the first one to call this shit out. You want to go back even further? I called it out with Drew on TNT a few weeks ago. Randy Orton versus Nick Aldis could potentially be your WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa?
Yeah.
Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso? No. Randy Orton versus nobody in the bloodline. How are you going to go and lose to Roman and then all of a sudden get your revenge by beating Solo Sikoa? It's like you're working backwards. No, you didn't win the championship, but I'm going to beat Solo Sikoa and then pretend to get my revenge on the bloodline. No, you only get your revenge on the bloodline by beating Roman, which he's not going to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we could see a couple of different things play out, honestly.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a very intriguing main event scene on SmackDown, and I don't really know which way they're going to go. So I'm very much looking forward to what happens, especially with the cliffhanger at the end with AJ Styles seemingly turning heel on LA Knight.
Yeah.
Grayson Waller versus Carmelo Hayes. He doesn't miss. We had a video package airing on Carmelo. For those who don't know him, I am him. The clips air of several NXT matches, and he ended with his catch line, when he shoots, he doesn't miss. It's great. Carmelo Hayes is ready for the main roster. I love that they have vignettes and promos like this ready to go. So if you don't know who he is, now you know who he is, where you can find him, what he's been doing. I love it. They didn't send him out there cold. They gave you a nice introduction to him. He goes out there, does his thing against Grayson Waller, and boom, now you're a fan. Great. Absolutely perfect. Grayson Waller, Carmelo Hayes. This was a very good match. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I did not expect Carmelo Hayes to win this match. I did not. I thought Grayson Waller was going to go on to wrestle Kevin Owens in the semifinals. They surprised me with this one. Carmelo Hayes beats Grayson Waller to advance in the United States Championship title tournament by beating Grayson Waller here in about 10 minutes. Logan Paul did a picture-in-picture. He did a promo before the match, and Hayes was making his way to the ring when they did the picture-in-picture. Paul mocked Carmelo and said, this would be the only time he'll be in a SmackDown ring. He concluded by calling Carmelo Hayes a random guy. I don't know, man. For all we know, Carmelo Hayes can win this tournament, and Carmelo Hayes could be at the Royal Rumble wrestling Logan Paul, which I would not mind at all. What a match that would be, huh? He called Carmelo a random guy and felt sorry for Grayson Waller that he had to be in the ring with this random guy tonight. So, I enjoyed what these two guys did here. They're very familiar with each other. They worked NXT before. We go to a commercial break. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Waller slowed things down with a side kick before the commercial. Hayes worked his way back. He did a springboard fadeaway, jumping off the second rope with a, I guess, backwards leg drop. Waller rolled to the outside. He rolled back in. Hayes clotheslined Waller over the top rope. We go to commercial break. So we come back. Waller is in control. He's got a headlock on Carmelo in the middle of the ring. Waller landed a double stomp.
Come on. Trying to see Salamonster.
You can add that to that New Year's episode. This next week's show, this is what they have announced so far. We have the 2 tournament matches: Kevin Owens against Carmelo Hayes. We have Bobby Lashley against Santos Escobar. I think Owens beats Hayes, and then Lashley and Escobar. Lashley and Escobar is a little hard to call. Honestly, Escobar is really the one who's in the middle of that big heel push right now. It almost doesn't matter. I think either way, whoever it is going to lose. Owens in the finals. They're not going to do heel against heel for the Royal Rumble. So really, they're just fighting to find out who comes in as the runner-up. I think it's Escobar. I think we end up with Owens and Escobar in the finals. If I had to make a prediction.
Welcome to today's side quest.
Hot barbecue is back.
Alright,
This
hold
is
on.
not a drill. That's a
There was
drill.
a commercial.
Kyle.
Another first round match in the U.S. Championship title tournament. This match went almost 15 minutes.
Yeah,
This was a banger match.
banger.
I'm going to need you guys to do me a solid, man. You have to start opening up and realizing I know he's not everybody's favorite pro wrestler. I know he's not everybody's cup of coffee. Okay. Austin Theory is a great professional wrestler.
Exactly.
How old is he? 24, 25 years old. He's a baby.
26.
And
I
he's
think.
this good.
Might be 26. I
He's
don't know.
been putting on banger matches with everybody he's out there against. He's a great pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Now, he's not where he needs to be, obviously. There's a lot of growing and a lot of maturing to do, and he's got to grow into a character, which right now he doesn't really have. He's just a cocky prick. But I'm loving
Yes.
where he is right now, especially teaming with Grayson Waller. I would absolutely put the tag team titles on both of these guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think the Creeds versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory sounds like a damn good match to me.
Yeah.
I think that is the way to go. I think the Creeds beat Judgment Day on Monday Night Raw and win the tag team titles. I think it's about time. I think it's about time we start splitting the Judgment Day up. I think Damian Priest, get him out. Damian Priest is going to go on a babyface run. Let's create some animosity there. Let's get Priest angry with Judgment Day. Let's get Judgment Day angry with Priest. Let's get that briefcase off of him. He cashes in, fails because of Balor and the rest of Judgment Day. And then, boom, we're on our way to Balor and Priest at WrestleMania. I think that's going to be those two guys' WrestleMania match. But I think the Creeds, being the recipient and the benefactor of Judgment Day losing those tag team titles, is a great idea. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, I would absolutely build. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep one singular set of titles or are they going to split, the World Heavyweight Tag Team titles and the WWE Tag Team titles. I don't know what they're doing. Just looking at what WWE has done with the rest of the championships, I could see them doing that, right? The World Tag Team Championships and then the WWE Tag Team Championships. I just have a feeling that Triple H is going to split the championships up and put one title on Raw and one title on SmackDown. I don't think that there are enough teams to really set a tag team division right on both shows. I don't. There are tag teams. We could make tag teams. But I would love to see a singular set of titles float across both shows. And I think it should be very reminiscent of what the women's tag team titles. I've always said, why are we getting one set of rules for the women's tag team titles, but the men's tag team titles don't follow that same set of rules? I don't get it. But I just have a feeling we're going to go the same route. WWE tag team titles on one brand, world tag team titles on the other, and then we get two rosters, two divisions, two sets of titles. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller on SmackDown hold the titles, Creeds on the other, and then we just move on from there. Hopefully they have enough to sustain a full division. I don't know. But that's what I would do with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. But man, when he's in the ring one-on-one, he's putting on banger matches.
Yeah.
So Logan Paul cut another picture-in-picture promo during Austin Theory's entrance. Logan Paul said Owens dresses like a fifth grader, and Owens should stitch sleeves back onto his shirt because he essentially looks stupid. So we go back to the ring, and we get this match. Owens was working on Theory's arm. The two traded strikes until Owens landed a senton and sold his hurt hand. He hurt his hand because he punched both of these guys in the jaw. Theory rolled to the outside. Two fought on the apron. Owens kicked Theory to the floor. Owens to the cannonball. Theory rolled back into the ring. Theory was on the apron, and Theory hit a neck breaker over the top rope. The two are fighting on the apron, and Theory suplexed Owens on the ring apron, and we go to commercial break. Really, really rough-looking spot. Should we come back from commercial break, and both guys are battling on the top rope? Owens headbutted Theory down to the mat. Owens landed a big frog splash, but as he came down, his hurt hand hit the mat, and he stalled before making a pin attempt to sell his hand. So he got a pin, but it only got a 2 count. Owens went back up top, tried for a senton. Theory got his knees up for a 2 count. Theory fired up, stomped away at Owens. Theory ran at Owens, and Owens got a boot up. Owens then stomped a mud hole in Theory in the corner. Owens landed a shoulder block and a DDT, goes for cover, gets a 2 count. Owens hit a super kick, went for another cover. Austin Theory kicked out. Owens went to the top, and Theory cut Owens off with a springboard seated Spanish fly off the top rope. Theory went for a superplex, but Owens countered into a package suplex of his own. Theory again rolled to the outside. So they're out there. Theory punched Owens over the guardrail, and Theory returned to the ring. Owens barely made the 9 count. Kept the match going. He gets in and beats the referee's count of 10. Owens ran into a punch. Austin Theory delivered a rolling blockbuster. Very close near fall. Owens kicks out.
Yeah.
They go back up top again. Owens pushed Theory, which Theory fell into a tree of woe. So now he's hanging upside down in the corner. Owens followed up with a cannonball. Swanton bomb off the top. Another close near fall. Crowd is eating out of the palm of their hands. Loving all of it. Owens went for a stunner. Theory caught Owens, blocked it, kicked Owens' hand. The two went back outside, and Theory. You can rate all that you need.
Enough with their commercials.
It's like at least on my when I hit subscribe, it's like some balloons or stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
I'd love for people to demonstrate. So.
Go on a subscription spree. Just sign up for like 100 channels. There you have it.
Solo, like he literally went on television tonight and said, "This man is our next tribal." He hugged him in the middle, right? He has built everything around this. When he loses Solo, that's when it's truly over. Now he has no one else to turn to. Maybe there's something that goes down involving Solo Sikoa during that match. Solo, he leaves. Now Roman has nobody to help. Nobody to help him keep his time. And Cody wins the match. He'll probably be 3 crossroads. He'll plant him with his finish. We'll have a new champion. Look everyone. Here in Los Angeles, it's Kia Forum.
Oh, come on.
Miles and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble? Or is it going to be Randy Orton and Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble? They say AJ Roman Reigns. They're interchangeable. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You want to do AJ at the Rumble and Orton at Elimination Chamber? Fine. They already teased Orton and Roman at the Rumble. So I would think that's the match they want to deliver. But Orton and Roman at the at Elimination Chamber, and you can do AJ. I think they do a triple threat. I think that's what we're going to end up. I think on TV, they'll do a big main event on Smackdown sometime within the next 3 weeks, let's say 4 weeks. Roman is going to defend against Orton, AJ, or LA Knight. Whoever wins a 3-way match, they get the shot at the Royal. That's where I think they're going. And all 3 men can stake their claim, right? Randy says, look, 18 months I sat out because of this guy. I want Roman Reigns. LA Knight can say, look, I got fucked out of the title of Crown Jewel. Anybody's taking this guy out, it's me. And AJ can say, look, I got put on the shelf too. Maybe not as long as Randy did, but it should have been me facing him. I want my shot. They can all stake their claim. It keeps things interesting between now and the Royal Rumble. We still have 6 weeks, probably. I guess the best 6 weeks until the Royal Rumble. Right? You got to keep things interesting somehow. It's good to see AJ Styles back. I mean, look at the roster that they have on SmackDown. If Roman is going to be around a little more often, you just got Randy Orton back, got AJ Styles back, got LA Knight. He's still in that main event mix. Logan Paul, he's not on television every week, but we're doing this tournament. We're getting some good matches out of it. So they got a good thing going at the moment on SmackDown. I said this the other night for Raw review. I thought Raw was a very good show this week. And I said, this time of year in the past, get to December, very hit or miss. especially when they don't have a paper. They used to have the TLC paper. They don't even have that. There's this huge gap until the Royal Rumble, which I'm okay with. The problem is in the past, they just sort of coast and they phone it in. Right? It's the holidays. We'll get back to it this new year. But if you're watching these shows week to week,
All right, come on.
He needs a new presentation, but is anybody confident in WWE to get it right with this guy? I feel like we try, and nothing seemingly works with Karrion Kross. I don't know. I hope it does, because the guy's uber talented. Maybe a babyface turn is what he needs. Maybe we drop the bullshit. Maybe we drop the fucking creepy, cryptic, end of the world, doomsday shit that nobody's really invested in. Nobody could really get invested in. They want to invest in the character. How many doomsday, how many, end of days types of characters do we see in pro wrestling? And I know it's the cool thing to do, but maybe they want to know who Kross is on a more personal level. Maybe a babyface role is needed for Karrion Kross. Just my prediction. Or just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to work out? I hope so. Triple H clearly has a lot of faith in him. Triple H is clearly a fan in him. Hopefully they know what they're doing. Kevin Owens. He crossed paths with Cameron Grimes. To the moon! Where's Cameron Grimes on television, man? Why isn't he in the tournament? More Cameron Grimes. He's too good. Hopefully in 2024 we get a little bit more Cameron Grimes. Said he wishes he could have hit Theory like that. Kevin Owens thanked him. Taylor Braxton then approached Kevin Owens about facing Carmelo Hayes next week. Owens said almost 10 years ago he showed up on Raw and faced John Cena. Carmelo then walked up to him conveniently and says he has a ton of respect for him, but he needs the win more than he does. Says he's not going to punch him in the face, and he's not going to run over him. Pretty confident. Looking forward to it. We got a video airing on Bayley. This is pretty interesting, man. I know a lot of people are looking for Bayley to be kicked out of Damage Control, which has sparked Sasha Banks returning to the WWE rumors. But Bayley, in this video that aired, said that they just saw an example of why she created Damage Control in the first place. She said she knew Io Sky was special from the word go. Io said it's her era. She said no one will stop her, and she's the most powerful champion in WWE. Bayley said they're stronger than ever with Kairi Sane and Asuka alongside of them. Asuka said no one is ready for them. Dakota Kai said it's time for them to raise the bar and change the game. Bayley said that the Kabuki Warriors are going to win the Women's Tag Team Championships. And then Io holding her championship. Bayley is looking at the Royal Rumble. And Bayley is going to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship and win that one, or the Women's World Championship. So Bayley is predicting that she will win the Royal Rumble, challenge Rhea Ripley, win the Women's World Championship. Io has the WWE Women's Championship, and then Asuka and Kairi will have the WWE Tag Team Championship. I mean, I like the sound of that. But, I mean, are we over Damage Control? Is Bayley an odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble? I'm assuming that Bayley will go deep into the Royal Rumble, for sure. But with the Sasha Banks rumors, I don't know, man. I could see Triple H making good for Mercedes to come back. I could see her thrusted right into that title picture again. I could see Mercedes win the Royal Rumble. I could see Mercedes challenging Io or Rhea. I could see Mercedes win the Royal Rumble, or I could see Mercedes coming to back Bayley when she's eventually booted out of Damage Control and challenge Kyrie and Asuka at WrestleMania. I could absolutely see that happen. But for all the rumors that we're hearing, AEW is going to get Mercedes. Mercedes Moné is going to AEW, this and that. Doesn't look like Mercedes is joining AEW. I don't know why Mercedes would want to join AEW. There's nothing over there. The women's division is awful.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything to better the women's division. Mercedes probably saw that and said, fuck this shit, I'm out. They had some sort of agreement. That agreement seems to be off the table. She was always meant to go back to WWE anyway, even if she did go to AEW. But the injury, I think, put a damper on those plans. And now we're looking at Sasha Banks potentially returning at the Royal Rumble, which is a big deal. It really is a big deal. And with Vince not there, which is primarily the reason why her and Trinity left WWE to begin with, you know, Vince and John Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Laryngitis.
Yeah.
And Bruce, who's nothing more than a mere puppet right now. Things are different.
Yeah. Way different.
She's always been a Triple H girl. She grew up in NXT.
Yeah, hopefully she comes
Why
back.
wouldn't she want to go back home?
If she comes back, she
And
could.
I advocated for Mercedes to go to AEW. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Seemingly, they don't want to change. Mercedes wants to be the best she could. She's not going to be the best she could in AEW. It's going to get old and very old very quick.
Yeah, so she might as well get better at WWE. I could see her win the Rumble, face Io Sky, and then Damage Control can turn on Bayley. And maybe Bayley and Sasha, they can be a tag team again. They can feud with Damage Control. They can win the tag team titles. I wouldn't mind that. But Bayley and Sasha are a much better tag team anyway.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Oh, but JD, you changed, man. You're so pro WWE now, man. Sorry, guys. You don't like the truth? Go take a walk. Go watch somebody else who's gonna say a bunch of bullshit and not mean anything they say. Sorry you don't like what I have to say, man. Sorry that it doesn't fit your narrative. I apologize. Go watch somebody else who wants to fucking create this and paint this beautiful picture that everything's gonna be all right. Fuck out of here. Anyway, guys, listen. I'm gonna take a step away. I got a word from my sponsor tonight, man. JamesAllen.com. You guys, if you need to customize your engagement ring or
Breaking news, the NXT champion possibly injured. Who's injured? Oh. What? God damn these damn ads.
You'll never get.
Damn these ads. Get out of here. Come on. Booker T. Booker T. Booker T. Sorry, I'll think about something. I'm watching these highlights of the return and debut this year. Booker T in the Rumble, lasted 30 seconds. I'll get back to JD in a few. I'll get back to JD in a few seconds. Hold on. Alright, now I got that out the way. Now let's go back to Smackdown review. Go back to JD from New York.
From my point of view, it looks like they kind of reeled that back in. They're not doing it just yet. Bailey seems to be working cohesively with Damage Control right now. Things are looking all right. I think they put a slow stop to it for now because I do think that Mercedes is coming in. And I think Mercedes is obviously going to be teamed with Bailey and paired with Bailey. It's just a shoe-in for her in this. Bailey gets kicked out of Damage Control. Bailey needs backup. A familiar foe in Sasha Banks comes back to save the day, and we're off and running with the Boston Hug Connection, or whatever the fuck they were calling themselves, back against the Kabuki Warriors. Long-term booking at its finest, folks. There you go. I like it. Not a bad match. These four ladies put on a decent match here on SmackDown. Jimmy Uso was shown backstage talking to Solo Sikoa. Jimmy said something didn't feel right, and things felt like a setup. Jimmy then asked Solo, hopefully you would tell me something if things didn't feel right here. So he feels like Roman is setting him up. He looked at Solo. Solo didn't answer him immediately. And then Solo said, I'm your brother. And then kind of flexed his thumb, flexed the Samoan spike, tightened his fist. Jimmy eyed it, and then he looked a little nervous before going out to the ring to wrestle Randy. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is clearly the weak link of the bloodline. But what else does he got to do? What other role does he fit in? I don't know. We had a nice vignette on Santos Escobar saying he's never faced Bobby Lashley before, but when he's done with him, Lashley won't show his ugly face again. And we got a vignette with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Lashley said Logan Paul is the United States champion.
God damn it.
I'm
God damn it. No.
Be on Monday. That will be final live Raw. I'm pretty sure the Christmas episode is being taped on Monday. I don't know what.
Randy Orton. He goes one-on-one with Jim Uso here on Friday Night Smackdown in the main events. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I am tired of seeing Jimmy Uso in the main event on these shows. He's not a main event guy. He's not. It's ridiculous how far and away Jey Uso has come as a solo performer, and Jimmy is like a fucking comedy clown of the blood.
Exactly. I mean, Jey Uso had better main event than Jimmy Uso. Not just sad. I enjoy Jey Uso matches on Monday Night Raw in the main event. Jimmy Uso is like whatever. He wrestled AJ Styles, LA Knight, now Randy Orton. These matches aren't that good.
There's one thing that SmackDown is missing. It's really missing a huge main event presence on a week-to-week basis on these shows. I want a true main event. Like, I'm tired of the bloodline beating the main event. I'm tired of, wrestler A wrestling henchmen of this faction in the main event just to get to the fucking ball. I'm tired of it. It's the same shit. It really is. It's just very economic, very basic fucking booking. It takes no brain power to book like that. Just tired of seeing Jimmy Uso in the main event. We know he's a fucking scrub. We know he's a fucking henchman of Roman Reigns that's just doing his bidding, and he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
It's not a main event match on Friday Night SmackDown. Orton worked over Jimmy. Began the match with some kicks and some punches. Jimmy then went outside, and we got a commercial break almost immediately. Orton had the upper hand after a commercial break. Slammed Jimmy on the commentary table not once but twice. Hit a thumb to the eye. So he took control. Orton then set up for the draping DDT, but Jimmy instead body dropped Orton to the outside. Orton was selling his knee on the outside. We go to a... He ran into some Orton clotheslines. Orton landed a snap power slam. Uso found himself on the apron, only for Orton to finally hit the draping DDT. Orton set up for the RKO, but Solo Sikoa's theme music hits. Randy Orton turns around, but when Sikoa walked to the ring, LA Knight's music hit, and LA Knight came out to save Orton and attack Solo Sikoa. Jimmy looked on. Orton hit an RKO. 1, 2, 3. And Randy Orton wins the match. After the match, LA Knight walked to the ring. Roman Reigns comes out, attacked LA Knight from behind. Orton hyped himself up while Roman was in the ring, outside the ring, rather. Roman got into the ring, and then Randy Orton and Roman Reigns started throwing some punches. They brawled. Jimmy eventually got back in, so it was a 2-on-1. LA Knight got in there to help. Solo got back in there, so now it's 3-on-2. It's Solo, Jimmy, and Roman against LA Knight and Randy Orton. They're clearly down a man. AJ Styles' music hits. He's the equalizer. He's on the ring apron. He's setting up for them a phenomenal forearm. He nails the phenomenal forearm on Roman, and he gives the baby faces the upper hand here in this post-match brawl. Styles, all of a sudden, looks at LA Knight after this attack, the bloodline retreat, clotheslines LA Knight, and he leaves the ring. Randy Orton looking at him like, bro, what the fuck did you do? We're all on the same page here. All of a sudden, he leaves the ring. He walks right by Roman Reigns, looks at him, and then he walks up the aisleway. Roman didn't know what to think. The Bloodline didn't know what to think. Heyman's looking there confused just like the rest of us. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what happened here with AJ Styles. He was dressed in all black. He came out like a fucking hitman, did AJ Styles. I don't know what it means. Honestly, I'll tell you what, man. You know, these are the things that I think about. It looked like when AJ Styles left the ring, when he attacked LA Knight, he left the ring. I legitimately thought he was going to stand next to the Bloodline. I thought he was going to join the fucking Bloodline. He walked right by him. Nobody knows why he did what he did. So, the match itself, I mean, did anybody expect Jimmy Uso to win? Randy Orton wins in a very predictable match. But the cliffhanger at the end, we don't really know if AJ really turned heel or not. We all know what he wants. He wants Roman. Roman's a heel. AJ's a babyface. So if AJ Styles gets a match, it's got to be a babyface going into a match with Roman Reigns. But he attacked the babyface in LA Knight. He's going to have some explaining to do to explain his way out of that one. You attacked the biggest babyface possibly in the entire company. So the reaction that you get next week might not be very favorable to him. So I don't know what WWE is going to do, man. It's a cliffhanger indeed. But AJ Styles is back. The main event scene on Smackdown, seemingly back at full strength. We're missing a lot of guys there, man. Missing a lot of talent there. But I'm glad that AJ is back, man. His presence was sorely missed, and so was Roman's, honestly. Thank you guys for all your support, man. I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight on the post show. We are going to get into your super chats.
Well, looking like that's it. I already talked about Smackdown. We saw the podcast through JD from New York and the Salamonica Sound Off. We also have BC Amplified. Now, his wasn't live, but he was just uploaded. He's going to talk about AJ Styles turn on LA Knight.
Smackdown for 12/15/23.
Alright, so we're doing a Woman storyline. Now we know that the Green Bay Packers invade SmackDown during the backstage segment. Karen Cross in the works. A new Karen Cross in the works. AJ Styles turn heel on LA Knight, so those two might feud. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns will probably happen at the Royal Rumble. Dakota Kai punts. We still got the United States Championship tournament. Kevin Owens and Carmelo Hayes advance. Alright. I'll make more of it. Okay.
Johnson.
Pat
on the back all the time and everything else like that are acting like spoiled children at Toys R Us who didn't get what they wanted. Why don't I have this information? Feed me this information. The reason they don't have the information is because the boys and girls who they have access to inside the wrestling industry don't have this information. Your really high up journalists who have an immense amount of respect for have good storyline driven material because they are given access to that by the boys and girls. Returns, where the storyline's headed. Storyline driven stuff, you won't find any much better than Sap and some other people because they have access probably to the boys and girls. They don't have access to some high level executives at Endeavor and WBD or anywhere else. They're not talking to Triple H and Nick Khan. They're not talking to WBD executives.
Oh shit! I clicked them off. Fuck!
Give it executives. They don't have access to them. But I can tell you, there's a ton of smoke to this fire, and a lot of executives at Warner are saying that this is a real possibility. If you want to find answers, ask the right questions to the right people. Trust me on that. But do better. Stop being lazy with these takes. Seriously.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But the IWC is full of lazy takes, man. The IWC is full of lazy takes, though. Oh, it's not gonna be reported by Sap or Nick Houseman.
All right. Well, might well just end the video. I think I done enough. Until next time, this is Mr. Blackhammer 2021. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hopefully y'all enjoy my Smackdown review. You guys enjoy the other podcast you're talking. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with more on Monday Night Raw. Alright, see y'all later.
Yeah, sorry guys. I accidentally clicked my DMs and I got like 3 unread DMs. Like, how do you click?
Alright.